Hello, everyone. Hope you guys are doing great. Welcome back to this live stream edition. So, before we start anything, let me know if the sound is clear, if all is well. If you can hear my voice clearly, let me know so that we test everything before we start with fire. Waiting for the response. Is the sound okay? Is everything on point? Do you hear me clearly? Is the sound okay? Mm, 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 It's a special live stream Come and ask all the questions bothering you. Come and let's have fun. Forget about your troubles. Now you enjoy me. Now you need me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Justice Crensel, I see you. I see you, my boy. Ask me any question that bothers you. Let's have fun and make this beautiful. Okay, Justice Quincy, you say, how do you solo over chord changes? Do you always have to solo over the chord changes? Or you can play your own stuff away from the theory sometimes? Well, yes, you can always solo over chord changes depending on your deeper understanding of the theory. So sometimes the safest way to play or solo over the chords are to use the triads as the foundation. But if you know how the extensions work, like the ninth, the 13th, sharp 11th, and all those, that you can apply all those in improvisation technique too. So I'll just demonstrate with the backing track. Let's say, let me create a simple loop in the key of D. So I have this progression 1, 6, 2, 5. Basically, your triadic function will be 1, which will be do, mi, so, or 1, 3, 5. Your 6 will be 6, and la, do, mi, 6, 2, 3, and it follows in that way. So the best way for you to be safe with your improvisation, as you're saying, playing over chord changes, the best way is to understand the kind of chords you are using. For example, the loop I just made, I used D major 7. So this automatically will let you know that you're working with a triad and something else. Major 7th. What creates the tension in this is the 7th note. That is the T. So that is the most important note to make the chord have that tension. Without a 7th note, it will sound like an actual, just a major chord. But the major 7th is what is creating the beauty of this chord. Therefore, if you want to improvise on that, you need to consider. And the 6, I played a minor 7. That is B minor 7. I played an E minor 7 and then an A sus 4. So the nature of the chords will help you decide on the kind of stuff you want to use to improvise over them. All right. So for example, let me explain this again. Hey, Kodo, I see you. I see you there. Allah boss you yourself. Disrespect. So Justice, you can do something like this. So you can hear that I play other notes that does not relate to the actual chord, but they save us passing tones to just connect, because you can't be playing do mi so throughout. So you can actually play. So those extended notes that are not in the actual chord formation or the triadic function will serve as passing tones. But the beauty of playing over chords is how deep you appreciate whatever you play. There's no wrong note on guitar, but the point that you use it is what will determine if it's right. So we don't have wrong notes, but we have appropriate notes. Do you get it? So for example, I can play stuff like this, and then the psychology of improvisation. Anytime you want to play over these changes, imagine a scenario. What is the mood of the progression? Is it hyped? Is it jumpy? What is it like? So that will help you to know the possible way you improvise on your chord changes. So I can imagine a scenario like standing by the beach, enjoying the breeze as early as 6 a.m. That will affect the mood of improvisation. Let's see if we can have that effect. Psychology of improvisation. That's it. So you always have a story. You should always have a story in your mind when you're improvising. Like you tell a story that relates to what you're trying to improvise on. So all this improvisation, I'm not playing those extreme theory stuff like breaking out of the box and adding elements like chromatic runs to complement this. I mean, like bebop skills and stuff. I'm just playing within the notes that forms the basic triads for each of the chord sheet. Now let's go outside the box a bit. So improvisation is your mind. How you can think outside of the box or to play a role. I hope I've answered your question. Good. Will or die? Can you please point out some types of duets? Duets. Well, basically, duets are two notes. When you play two notes, combine two notes, and you play them together, that is a duet. So, types of duets. Hmm, that's a deep question. But the common one we have is like the terts, the interval of a test. For example, if I'm playing the key of F, my one will work with. So if I choose a note like uh, my me in the key of F, you count three back from the me. So 1, 2, 3, and that will give you the third note that you can apply. That's a form of a duet. So you can have a duet in the position of thirds. So you choose the note that will be like your leading note or the highest note, and you count three from that note. 1, 2. It will give you the corresponding duet note. If I take my fourth, so 1, 2. If I take my five, now you can also use six positions of 6 degrees to also create a duet. So for example, if I take me, count six back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the third string and the first string, that is on the fifth fret, third string, and on the first string, fifth fret. It's also a duet, but now in a 6 degree position. The first one was in a third degree position or a major second. When you take your fourth, you can combine it by counting six back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But when you are playing stuff like this, the Ghanaian way, we usually use the flat ninth. That's right here. We use this instead of when you are playing some of the Western songs, you can use this. So all these are duets, but depending on the interval, yeah, so you can say duet in thirds, duet in sixths. So if I take my one, that's do, and I want to find the sixth note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So do will go with me. once it's two notes, it's a duet, but it has different intervals. I hope I've answered your question, my boss. More questions. Well, Ada, I hope I've answered your question right. Keep coming. Let the questions come. That's the reason why we're here. Welcome, Will I Die? If you have any other questions, let it shoot. diminished chords and how can you incorporate them in your playing? Diminished chords are also chords, but normally they have a special role it plays. From what I know, or the little I know, diminished chords can be used as passing tone. So we have diminished and we have diminished sevenths and have diminished chords. But I usually use the diminished sevenths. This is the theory behind. When you have a major scale, do, mi, so, do, I mean like a major scale and you form your chord 1, 3, 5. When you flatten the 5, so you have do, mi, so, right? And you flatten the third, it becomes a minor. And then you flatten the third, the fifth, it becomes a diminished chord. Then when you flatten the seventh that has already been flattened, you get a la, and that becomes a diminished seventh. So for example, let me use key C as a demonstration key. If I'm playing, I want to play a progressive life form to 2. So 1 to 2. Or let's say I want to have a passing note, because if you listen to the timing, yeah, the timing has something more like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So we can have 1, 2, 3. Let me use the looper to demonstrate that. So we have is 1 to 2 in the key of C. That is C to D minor, C major to D minor. But the quality of the chord is C major 7 and D minor 7. So I can use the D is C sharp or D flat. So the best chord that can connect C to D will have to be a diminished chord. You can either play a diminished chord that is this shape. So, but it sounds better to use a diminished 7 shape. What is this? So, the reason why we use this, most of the notes that you find in 1 will be in the diminished shape. So if this is the note, so we are playing C sharp diminished. If we should play the major scale, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the 5 is going back, and our 3 is going back, and you add a 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 7 goes back, 5 goes back, and you add a 6. That is La. That's how you're able to form the diminished 7 shape. So number one, you use the diminished 7 shape to connect the passing tone. Let's say you want to play do, di, re, mi, fa, fi, so. The chromatic positioning, the diatonic is the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. But the chromatic positioning will be the D, re, then fi. So to connect D to re, you need a diminished 7 shape. To connect re, or what people call more, you will need a diminished 7 shape. Then fa, to connect fa to fi, you need a diminished. Like, yeah, before you get to so you have. Now so to la, you have z. Z will use a diminished 7 shape. Then la, sorry. Sometimes you can use diminished 7 for the to, then your T, even for T, and then end back to do. So you have. So that's what diminished sevens or diminished chords can be used for. And sometimes there are progressions where you can stand at a particular position for maybe a bar that is 4 counts. So let's say if I choose G major, and we have and you have before you move, so we do a run where you take every 4th degree scale. So when you're at here, you count 3 semitones, and wherever you land, you can form another diminished shape, and on the next 4, so you can get shapes like. And then so that is how they get that shape. Is from diminished sevens that are moved 4 frets apart. I hope I've answered you right. Now your next question is said, please throw light on strings bending to. Good. To bend strings on our left hand or the fingers, it's the pinky that is the weakest. Okay, so if you want to bend something with just the pinky, it will be difficult, especially if you are playing the pentatonic shape position, where maybe in the key of the F, and you want to bend from the 2, like a tone up, meaning you go re to mi, and you use just this finger, it will not be strong. You not have a firm grip. So the best way to bend is to add all the other notes that are before the actual notes that you want to bend. So for example, we have re is what I want to bend. I have to support it with the fingers that are before that, the first 2 fingers, so you can have a firm grip. When you do that, you can even bend in 3 semitones. That's a tone and a half. So yeah, that's how you can bend. Now when you come to the second string, let's say you want to bend so to la. Now if I do this, I'll be a bit caught up, so I need to use my pinky to bend the so to la. Again, I would have to support that with the 3 fingers that are before that. If I use just my pinky, you might have just a semitone bend up, but the fingers in front of them supports the pinky to get the complete firm bend. So sometimes you can bend and have an octave sound. For example, I can bend me combine it with the mi here and have some like. So when you bend and you release and hit the next tooth. So you hear that in some of the blues songs and the rock musicians. So during improvisation, you can do a bend like this. So I want to bend mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do using octaves. Now, sometimes people usually think you. Some people practice in the early stage wrongly. Instead of they bend, they rather bend down. So, but when you bend low, the tension or the force that you put into this is very intense. Sometimes you might have pain in your fingers. So it's better to bend up when you want to have a tone bend. So you can have a semitone. Let's say you want to bend to that, that's a semitone. And you have a tone. But if you want to bend a semitone, sometimes you can bend downward. It works better than to do a tone. It's not wrong, but when you compare, this gives you more power. You can even bend to the fourth, depending on how strong your fingers are. So normally, if I want to do a semitone bend, then I can just bend downward. Eric J, please can you throw light on Yam Ponsa soloing and playing praises at church? Okay, I'll do that. Yam Ponsa, well, we have variations. We have so many ways of playing the Yam Ponsa rhythm. But I don't know if this is your first time you're going to play. You need to know the basic. But I'll put a link to this after the class so that I have lessons on Yamponson series that I've made. You can check my videos, or when you type in YouTube search how to play Yamponson on guitar, you will get some of my videos. I might appear in the first three ranks for search and you can work on that. But after the class, I'm going to send you a link, or let me try and do that right now so you can watch that after what I explain to get a better uh, knowledge of what it's like. But usually I'm going to show you the basic yam concept for now. So I'm going to do that in C, that because that's the common way to play the yam concept. So you're going to need this chord: C major, C70, F6, that is F, and you add a D to it, and then J7. So these are the four chords you use to play the yam ponsa rhythm. So for instance, these two fingers are what we use to play yam ponsa mostly. It's between the fifth and sixth string, and then the second and third will alternate. So when your thumb is pressing the fifth string, your index finger or this the first finger will play the second string. So it's out. Then the fourth and third string will be played by this. So we have out and in. So you can practice by muting the guitar. So out, out, in, out, out. So so the more you play this faster, that is what will give you the rhythm to be able to play effectively. So if I should apply it on key C, and I apply the same thing on C7. When I come to F6, I need to let my thumb come here. And then G7, because F6 is on the sixth string, that's why I pick from 6 to 4, 3. And then G7 is also the same. So this is the basic way you can play. C7, F6, and then G7. I'm going to leave a link in the chat section for the lesson I made on the Amponsa to help you get this. Yeah. We back. Sorry for the mess up. It was unplanned. Yeah. Sorry for the mess up. It wasn't planned. It just happened. Sometimes there are technical stuff you need to handle. We're sorry about that. But let's still get it going. If you still have any question, you can bring it on and let's have fun. We're here to make this work. But I think I'll end off with a question. Eric J, you said, how do we play Ghanaian local praises? You asked a question about local praises. Okay. So with local praises, it's not really difficult, but the basis or the foundation to get very good with praises is all on the Amponsa idiom. You need to understand how the Amponsa idiom works. That will help with your local praises. So if we choose a key like E flat, on the nature of song, you can use this patterns I'm about to show to help you play praises very well. So we choose E flat. Maybe you want to play something, a song. So everything I'm playing, the foundation was built on from the Yamponsa. Sorry, the Yamponsa idioms was what was used to build the foundation for the praises. So usually you hear something like, anytime you are going to shift to a chord that will involve you to move to 4, you can use the passing of where Yamponsa starts there to get to the 4th. Yeah, you deny because I'm going to a 4. Uni mama, yeah. Oh, grandma, oh, kuno. Oh, father, say, oh, GIA. Yeah, me, grandma. Where you deny, yeah. So normally praises, because there will be a full band situation. The guitarist does not bother himself with trying to play the bass note, because the bass guitar will be doing that side of the job for him. So his main focus is to at least play from the 4th string downwards. Do you understand? We play from the 4th string downwards, because the guitarist, the bass guitarist will play the lower notes. So depending on the song we are singing, I wish you could give me random songs that you would want to hear with the Ghanaian praises, so I tackle them for you. And we will sing that you were good and what a da 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 da. Praising you right now. Father, we declare that we love you. Declare everlasting love for you. Father, we declare everlasting. Now, the other thing I can tell you, sometimes we use stuff like, before somebody start chanting, I think I said in the last live session we had, you can play this rhythm. For example, listen. I tried. I tried, I tried. Boom, 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 boom. Why ain't fata? Why ain't fata? Why ain't fata? Zion, butter. Why ain't fata? Why ain't fata? Why ain't fata? Zion. So these are things you can play to spike up as the leader of the praises is starting to build the momentum. praise question will be answered accurately if you could give me an example of possible songs you want me to play. So maybe if you're still online, sorry, I had some technical issue that I had to go offline completely, but I'm back. So if you're hanging around, ask me any possible question about guitar that you want to know, and I'll answer it due for you. Let's jam as we wait for questions. Ajay! Emmanuel, Deborah, you just asked. I hear a lot of diminished and seven chords sounds in local worship and praises. What is the theory behind the use of those chords? Normally, okay, you can get diminished sounds for worship songs in the local context, but for praises, well, sometimes we use them. This is it. The ideology of the advanced chords, like the major sevens, the minor seventh, flat five, sharp ninth, and all those things, were not incorporated into our high life that began in the 60s, 70s, and 50s. The highest seven note or chord that was used was the flat seven. That is the, let's say if you play C and you add do, there was nothing like playing a major seventh in the high life scenario, the guitar band's high life. So the blues chord that was most used was the flat seventh or the C7. So when you play, when you want, they want to play a melody like if I saw in the key of C, they would prefer to play a diminished seven shape on the melody so because that will have more of a lot of positions or bars to stake on. So that was the type or the kind of play that was existing then. And we, our generation, have spiced it up with the major sevens and others like that. So that's why I hear most of this, especially the C degrees. Yeah. what's the kind of shapes that you see? So maybe you hear, and they were usually ending most of their phrase to the five with the cadential 6/4. Cadential 6/4 simply means playing chord one by using the second invention as the bass. It's me bodo, na me di so ye me bass. That is the second invention of chord one, and your friend cadential 6/4. Today be our cadential 6/4 will come before the seventh chord and they resolve. So that's how come you hear those diminished. My nails are a bit grown, so that was the style that was existing then. So in our times that we modernize, so if you listen to the current praises and stuff like Ghanaian praises, you not hear most of the seven diminished seven because we've changed the direction. Mostly you will hear something like, but these things work best in a situation where you are playing local worship like the Elder Miracle, Doctor Miracle kind of songs. Odimafo, Odimafo, Mami. But usually in our modern way of playing, you don't hear mostly that, unless maybe the song requires that you play uh, phrases that sound like the very olden type of phrases. Then that's when you hear. But in our modern times, maybe we don't hear more of these sevens in our times. Yeah, I hope I've answered you. So basically, that's what I know with the theory behind the local worship, especially. So we use this field because you made a statement local. This was what was very common in their era. So to be able to sound like the 60s and 70s, you need to have a fair idea of how the chords work. That's why you hear mostly some of the diminished. answered you, Emmanuel. Deborah. Keep bringing the questions. It's getting interesting. What do you do as a beginner to overcome difficulties in learning solos? Hmm. The first thing, your practice routines. How you practice play a very key role to how you sound beautiful. Number two, what you practice also play a very important role. If you practice the wrong stuff, You're welcome. He said, thank you for answering my question, earlier question. You're welcome, Emmanuel. So, what you practice, how you practice is very important. There are a lot of people who go online, they learn all kinds of complicated stuff, thinking that because somebody is playing is also good. So most people who are beginners want to skip the hard work. The hard work is spending enough time to practice the foundation. So people learn like after a month of going through chords, they want to start playing very fast so that they can match up to their friends. That is a wrong approach. It's better to build up a good foundation slowly than to speed up and have a very weak foundation. Most of the guys want shortcuts, so they have a very weak foundation. So what our advice is that Yao Florence Goka, hi everybody, welcome. Please, if you have any question, just put it down there. I see you, Yao Florence Goka. If you have any question, just let us know, and we'll help you out. So back to you, Ima. In my early stage, this was what I was doing. For every 30 minutes when I'm free, I'll just take my guitar and I'll play the major scale, just the major scale, using a metronome to work on accuracy. So it's better to practice with a metronome because it helps you to be precise. Therefore, when you have built a particular speed, it will be genuine. If only you will not cheat in the process. So, for instance, I can do something like this. So I can start. Let me use C as a demonstration key to play a major scale, like. And then yeah, I know it sounds like it is very slow. It is very good to play very slow like this and master that than to start playing and make mistakes. So when you build on the foundation is that you have to do things as supposed to be. Build on them slowly and you get there. So when you increase the speed, so what I was doing, I could play this for about 10 in a row. If maybe this speed is comfortable enough and not too fast, I'll do this maybe 10 in a row, then go to the next fret and try and play across the fretboard. So I could do. But what I was doing was I was trying to be sincere with myself in terms of the accuracy of the speed, not to play too fast, but to build the speed up as I progress. So it's better to play very slow this way and build the foundation to be very strong. Now, what you practice is also an important thing. The kind of things you watch to practice with play a very key role in how you sound. So you need to understand the things that you watch online. Some people just go and they play along. For example, if I hear a solo that I've never heard before, I look at, I usually listen to the bass guitar. The notes that the bass guitar is playing will help me to find out mostly about 80% or 90% on from experimentation the chords that is being used on the song. So when I'm able to listen to the bass guitar and know the chords, then I can relate each chord to um, the progression. So I break the chord in my mind. Maybe I listen to a bass note like, then I pause the music and listen to, this is the root. Is it a minor? Is it a major? Is it a diminished? So I find out what chord are they playing, then the foundations of that chord as to the triads. If it's a major, I know we have do, mi, so, do as your triadic to form a chord. Then I listen to the quality of the chord. Maybe it sounded like. Then I research what are the notes that I hear. So I'm hearing a note that does not create tension. So if I'm improvising on this chord, I know there is a note that does not belong to the triads. Therefore, I have to find out what those notes are and add it to my improvisation. So that's one of the ways you can work on how to sound beautiful. Then you need to know the foundation, the technical stuff like bend, pull off, slide, hammer on, vibrato. They add beauty to whatever you play. Because if you are going to play something like and all your notes are staccato and compared to, see, the slide adds more beauty than. So, and when you hammer on, you pull off. So all these techniques adds up to how beautiful you sound when you play. I hope I've answered you. If you still have stuff you want to know, let me know and I'll work on them for you. Please, is it advisable? Hey, but our home say is it advisable? Please, is it advisable for a beginner to use the effects? It's yes and no. On the virtue of that, who is a beginner? Maybe you might think you're a beginner, but you might be an intermediate to somebody. So depending on your level of experience, that is when it will be yes or no. But as somebody who is very new on guitar, forget about the distortions and the chorus and the swells and the other things. If you learn the guitar the raw way, it will help you play better than to start with all the complicated effects. Because there are people who, without distortion tones, are very limited to what they can play. But what I know is people who are amazing players you should be able to sound beautiful without a pedal in front of you. Do you get it? So it's very good as a beginner to practice without pedals and all those, our way of playing Ghana. If it's not clean, it's distortion. Then you go hear something like, let me use a looper. But so mobile chord nah. Then you go here no. So if it's not clean, it's distortion. It's not bad, but it's very good to learn with clean as a beginner. So even if you have just a guitar combo without any pedal, practice how you can sound without a distortion pedal or other advanced pedals to add color. Your raw nature determines how good you sound in the future. Now, let me show you something. Everybody has a different tone. You can listen to Oreku, Hakim, Dominic, OT, all the other guys, Nakoi, Salom, them's all. Each person sounds unique. Even if they give you the same guitar they played, you will not sound the same. This is the scientific reason. Our finger tips, the lines that you are seeing here, are not the same. This controls your tone. That's why when you take a fingerprint or a thumbprint, it can never match someone's own. Scientifically, how your finger linings or the lines you see here connect electronically, the nerves connect electronically to determine how you will sound. So somebody can give you their preset that they just play. You play the same chord they played, but you will not sound as them because individually everybody has their unique fingerprints. Therefore, that means you are going to have your own tone if you practice with that. So you can want to sound like Steve Vai or George Benson, but you will never be able to sound like them because they have their own tone from their fingers they've developed. So that's why it's good the earlier stage to practice with your fingers without any pedal to build how your tones are like naturally. I hope I've answered you, boss. So yeah, Florence Goka, I hope I've answered your question. All right. We'll be wrapping up soon because it seems we've done almost 2 hours. So I'm going to add about 5 more minutes. If there are no more questions, then we end the session for today. I'm so sorry for the break that came. All right. Goka, you're welcome. If you have any other question, let me know. Just feel free and express it. Okay? Let's go. Erica J, thank you. Yeah. If you have any questions, let's go. Cause in about okay, let's shift this to about 30 minutes. So we're going to do 2.5 hours of live. So let the questions flow. Let it flow. Let it flow. Let the questions flow. All day long. All day long. Boss Andrew Crane, I see you, senior musician. Welcome to the live feed. So, Erica J, any exercise to improve your praises solos? Praises solos. Please, can you explain that? You mean when you are playing praises with a band with chords, or when you are giving a chance to play a solo during your praises session? Please explain. Erica J, yes, I do private lessons. So after the stream, you can contact me. When you go to Sound Factory Studio and you click on About, you see the details to my WhatsApp contacts and other details to get back. Mr. Ben Chapters, you're welcome. Let me know if you have any questions. Let it flow. When playing in a band and you're given a chance to solo, also for the example during worship and your chance to do a solo. Great. I now understand you, Eric. So the best way you can improvise in the band situation during the praises is to use text. I don't know how I can demonstrate it. Let me try something. Let me try just a song and let's see. So the best way is to use text. Okay, text. So maybe praise a song like, hey, give me an example. Praise a song like maybe, oh, hmm, asemo minye bi o. God, you so good. Let me try and use the loop to create some. A one, a go. So we have something like, God, you so good. So first of all, you need to understand the progression you are playing, Eric. So you need to understand the progression. That is when you can be able to play effectively. So with the progression first, then you come to your first things you need to know. What are the chords? What are the basic triads? What do you want to achieve? So let's say I have this progression playing and I've been told to play a solo. So I know the progression. That's the most important thing. You need to understand the progression before you can play very well on that solo. So you can use stuff like the duets in thirds. Then your single notes too. So what I've worked on, example wise, if I'm supposed to play any solo, depending on the if the song is in a major mode, the note so me always comes handy. So so can fit in many solos. So if you don't know what to start playing with, you can just so will always save you, just like saving your soul. Then me, so we do it. The coolest way to hang around during an improvisation point. So you need to first of all understand the progression you're playing, then you can add element. Another thing you can do, the power of chromatics. Let's say I'm playing E flat. Do, re, mi, fa, so. When you switch so to la, you can build another major from the la point. When you are, if I want to improvise on a progression like this, so what I just played, it was just playing with chromatic. So I'm playing around the pentatonic shape, like but it will sound like, hey, Charlie, what's the guy they play? Because you are playing with chromatic stuff, but you should know where you are going to end at the end of the solo. thing you can use is mute. You can mute the string. Then when you want to get to the actual notes you want to play, you open it like see. It's one of the beautiful techniques to use during solo. So you can mute by using this part of your palm to touch the board. Sometimes you can do that with this finger, but you get more muted sound when you add this. I hope I've answered your question. How many minutes more? We have about 10 minutes to wrap up because we can't be online all day. I don't mind, but we all have other stuff we do, so we can't just be online all day. So bring the other questions, and by 2, when it's the 30th minute, we are going to end the session. I really appreciate all the people who have been online till now. I really appreciate this. You've made this very interesting. I hope we do this. We are going to try and do this as much as often on every Friday. Me background me a human. It's all part of life. At the end, I'm mad. So we're going to try and make this happen every Friday, if possible, to help our brothers in need and to clarify anything that you have related to guitar that you do not understand. And yeah, young choir. I usually find myself running the major scale and using some usually sound boring, but thanks for the throwing some lights. Bless you. Bless you too. Thank you. And I'm just glad that I've been able to make things clearer to you. You are always welcome. Yawo, Florent Goka. Excuse me, what are basics for playing the first way you start the sound? Please, what sound? I'm confused. The basics to play. Excuse me, what are the basics to play the first way you started the sound? You mean mute? Please explain what you mean, boss. Mr. Yao. Are you talking about this mute? The the mute before the actual play or what? Please let me know what you mean. Hey, I forgot to say this. If you are new and you've not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe so that we can grow as a bigger community. Leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. Anything you have, just let us know. You can contact me when you click on my channel logo and click on the about. My WhatsApp line and everything is there. If you have personal questions that you want to do, you want us to help you out, or if you want us to meet me privately, we can do that too. The one you used to explain the question of Eric, first you made a sound. Wow, I don't remember. Something like what? It's either I muted it like, or if that is what you're talking about, the muted, it was done this way. Who was your guitar icon when you began playing? My father, his name is John Opokuajima, aka Ajingu. He taught me most of the high life stuff, the deep high life stuff. Then I also looked up to two people when I wanted to build my Western ideas or the contemporary stuff. I used to listen to George Benson a lot. Yeah, and El Clue. That is for his finger technique. He usually will not use a pick. He will use his raw fingers, but he will sound so amazing. So George Benson and El Clue were my biggest influence when I was a kid. But I started learning guitar after SSO. I completed in 2003. Benyin Kakra, yeah man. So I think the year 2007, I was my dad. I was like, "When are you going to learn how to play the guitar?" He actually didn't want me to do anything music. He wanted me to be a doctor, then science stuff. But I'm still healing people's wounds so long as music related stuff are concerned. So he was teaching somebody, and like one day I was like, "Well, let me try and learn." And it's natural because when it's hereditary, it's easy to work on, to build up. So I started playing guitar when I was like 16. In secondary school, I didn't know anything about music until I completed. So I think I'll say when I went to the university, that's when I understand I understood some of the things I was playing. So I started watching videos of a friend of mine, his name is Obolo. Ben Bafwewa is in Germany now. He was like, you know George Benson. I wanted George Benson. You don't know a clue. Like, how are you a guitarist? So I went to do research on these people. That was when I was in level 100. So you can imagine how ignorant I was. Then I was listening to the things they were playing. I was like, wow. So it was actually in 2008 that I first heard of George Benson in my first year, getting to my second year at the university. So they were my biggest influence, George Benson and El Clue, on how to sound different. So I tried to incorporate their jazz idioms with my father's high life to stand unique. Yeah. Oh, thank you, yeah. I hope I've answered your question. So they were the people I look up to, and I steal ideas from legends from our generations. Hakim Oreku, Dominic Oti, Joshua Mose, all the guys, Nakoi, Selom, Natiskra, all the guys who are guitarists. I steal ideas from them, but my icons, people who made me develop myself to have an identity, was George Benson and El Clue. And there was a South African Jimmy Zluzlu. That man, he played some popular song. Yeah. He also played a key role. So there was a song that I learned from him. I want to play that song, then you have a five. The first time I heard that song, I was like, woo! Maybe you heard that song before. Boy, Acho. One example. Aje. He also played a key role in learning to have an identity, because I could see he had a blend of George Benson in his play, but he incorporated the South African stuff to make him sound unique. which do you like playing, the electric or the acoustic? I play both depending on the nature of song or what I have to, learn. Because there are some songs that sound beautiful. I usually don't like steel strings. I like nylon guitar. I like nylon strings. Because to me, it sounds beautiful when I play the nylon. So I usually play smooth jazz music and stuff like that with a nylon string. Yeah, so I have this guitar. It's a semi acoustic that I bought sometime when I went for a conference in South Africa. It's very cool. So I like the nylon touch more than the steel guitar. So usually if I'm not playing an electric, this is what I play. Let me let you have a feel of it. I love this guitar. It sounds also very amazing. Mhm. Let's play something. It's all good. So that's how it feels like. Yeah. So if I'm not playing an electric, usually I play the nylon type. Yeah. Guys, it's almost getting to 3 hours. I think we'll be ending very soon. What skills would you recommend for someone who wants to begin playing smooth jazz like El Clue? Skills. So you mentioned a name, you said El Clue. The best way to start off is to listen to his songs or his records, some of the things he's done, and then you can listen to how he incorporates his stuff. You can start listening to his records. But what I know about a Clue is he does not use a pick. Everything he does is by his fingers. So as you listen to a Clue, you need to understand some of the basics about jazz, what jazz actually is, the idioms that goes to jazz. So you need to have a fair understanding of what jazz is composed and comprised of, as to like the chords they use, some of the idioms they use. But I know jazz music usually has stuff to do with 10 around in 2 5 1s. So for example, you be in maybe F, and you have so 2 5 1s. That's how they improvise or solo. So you see that there's no tonal center, though they might start at the point, they keep changing. So you need to understand all these idioms as to how jazz work, the kind of chords they use, the passing. get it. So you need to understand how all these voicings work. That will help a lot. You are welcome, Eric J. I think we should be wrapping up. I mean, we have about 20 more minutes to get to 3 hours. I don't mind staying. Let me know if you want us to continue to three by putting a comment like, yeah, yeah, let's continue. If you want us to go on, just type something. Let's continue to three so that I know you're interested and I'm not wasting your time too. Good. Akosa Music. Thank you, bro. How you doing? It's been a while. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Okay, you'll be ending very soon. It's all been 3 hours. 3 hours of good time. Sha da 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 da. Dee, dee, dee. Dee, 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 dee. Dee, 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 Play Onyame So. Abodinina Bekotono. I'll be right back. Sorry guys, I'm back, I'm back. Me question so my breath. It's been 3 hours of non-stop. Akwasa music, play Onyamesun Awodinina Abekotono. Ayeyi. On top of that's for me. Awesome. Matunia. 6 minutes more and it will be 3 hours. Yampon. Ade. Mom Reda. Ade. Yeah, Akosa music, anything can be anything. Mate, you can come for jazz class. We will learn together. Yeah, maybe on the jazz we are low. Hey, so Negro, good evening. How are you doing? What do you want to learn? Put it out here. minutes more and we're gonna end the stream. If you have any question, and if you've not subscribed to the channel yet, don't forget to subscribe. And say Capernaum. How do you build speed with your soloing? Speed comes from the foundation, as I said earlier. Practice slowly with a metronome, something like when you practice, choose a metronome speed that will be accurate for you. Don't let it be too fast. Something like, and when you are practicing, don't use slides like that will retard your speed. When you play legato notes staccatically, it's better that way than to use play the note in the staccatic way. So this way, when you're able to build speed for this, anytime you're going to play with slice and other, you become extra fast. So practice slowly. Then build on it. That's how you can improve on your speed. Guys, I think we're gonna end the session. It's been 3 hours of amazing time having an online session to answer all questions that bothers us. I'm really happy that we spent time together like this. It's been amazing. Thank you all for staying online, and we're going to meet again. Next time, I'm going to give a pray notice so that we can have all of us to come again. Thank you for the love. Thank you for all the love. Remember, if you're not subscribed to the channel, do subscribe to get all updates. I'm going to sign out now with some Alo Jazz tunes to make your night. Bye bye. See you next time.